Welcome to the CES Show 2017. My name's Sean Decosta. I'm here with Mr. Tim Crowley from Austin, Texas. Tim, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me out.
All right, good. So, Tim, I met you about 7 months ago. You called me in reference to the way that referees and officials use the technology as far as communications in a game.
Correct.
And this is relatively new technology for the industry, is that correct?
It is.
Tell us a little bit about what you are currently using.
Well, the current system we have is about 4 years old, and it was modeled after, came from Europe actually, it was modeled after race car situations, F1, those type of overland or off-road racing.
Correct.
And so they implemented that about 4 years ago into major college football and the NFL. It's an analog signal. The problem has come that the ambient noise and the size of the equipment, the batteries that are required, they're very cumbersome. But that's all we had at the time.
Right.
And so coming across this technology is what piqued my interest to try to pursue it and see if we could implement it.
And that technology being the Rolts Domino.
The Rolts radio, the digital wearable
communicator.
Correct.
Okay. So how many radios do you currently wear on a field now?
Well, the way it's wired and configured currently, we have a pack on our belt that's attached to the microphone. Then we have a battery, and then if you're the referee, you have a separate battery and a separate microphone that goes to the in-house stadium broadcast, the public address announcement.
Right.
And so that's, again, very cumbersome, especially in games where you've got a lot of clothing on, if there's inclement weather or something like that. Very hard to operate, and there's a lot of wires that get configured. There's just an opportunity there for failure. Right. And it's happened, frankly.
All right, so with that being said, at the time we met, I thought that possibly my engineers would be able to come up with a better solution.
Correct.
And eliminate some of those batteries, eliminate some of the radios, and kind of fuse that into one device. And so far, tell me what you think.
Well, no, this has been fantastic because with this one device and one other switch that's been implemented into the wiring that goes to the microphone, we're able to accomplish everything that we need to do on the field, which means to communicate with our other officials, communicate with the replay booth in the press box, and then with simply a switch of the button, the referee can come on and make the announcement for a penalty that was called, or to correct the clock, or some other issue that may have come up.
And when you speak of the referee, we're talking about the guy in the white hat.
The white hat, yes.
The white hat.
He's the one you see on TV that comes out and makes the announcement, and the camera's focused on him.
So he needs voice activation and hands-free.
Exactly.
Okay.
And both of those are part of this unit.
Correct. All right. So in terms of sound quality thus far, transmission?
In everything that we've experienced, it's superior. The earbud, the ear connectivity, the way that the clarity of the sound, the digital value of it, all of that is superior to what we currently have.
Right. And sometimes you guys are kind of chiming in, or for lack of a better word, at the same time. So the full duplex is a good feature.
No, without question, because if we ask a question of someone and he may not hear us, or he may be busy talking to a coach, someone else can then come on and say, hey, it was on the holding call, it was number 22.
Correct.
That type of thing. So we eliminate a lot of the distance that we have to run and the time that's involved, going to the headset on the sideline, all of the stuff that really television producers and the people watching, it's not about us.
Right.
So we're trying to manage the game more efficiently, and this is going to allow us to do that.
Correct. So do you see this possibly being introduced and used in your industry?
Oh, absolutely. That's our goal, and part of being at this show and talking to people, becoming familiar with the product.
Right.
We're able then now in the off season that we've just entered, the national championship game is coming up next Monday. Super Bowl's a month away. So when that happens, things like this implementation of technology happens in the off season, as we call it, which is now. And so this is the perfect time to do this.
We couldn't be more fortunate at Rolts Incorporated to have someone like yourself.
Thanks, Sean. We're
glad
we found you.
Be an ambassador for the product
Absolutely.
Into the NCAA as well as possibly the NFL really soon.
You bet.
Thank you very much from Rolts Incorporated, the CES Show 2017. I'm Sean Decosta. This is Tim Crowley. We appreciate you.
Thanks very much.